Hello, dear students. Welcome to the online lecture for the students of BA Part First English Literature. In this video, we are going to study an Indian poet named Kabir Das. Kabir Das is also known as a Hindi poet. Kabir, the great Indian sage or saint, was born at Banaras in 1440. So it means he is a 50th century mystic poet. He is claimed by the Hindus as a Brahman saint and by Mohammedans as a Sufi saint. He was the son of a Mohammedan, a weaver of Banaras, and a disciple of Ramananda. Through his teaching, Kabir was influenced by the impassioned poetry and deep philosophy of the great Persian mystics like Jalaluddin Rumi and Hafiz, Attar and Sadi. Saint Kabir is one of the most interesting personalities in the history of Bhakti movement and Indian mysticism. Students, you should know that Bhakti movement is a part of Hindi literature. He was critical of both Hinduism and Islam for meaningless caste system, useless traditions, rites and rituals. From Hinduism, he accepted the law of karma and ideas of reincarnation, but he was greatly against idolatry. Idolatry means murti puja, asceticism, and the caste system. From Islam, he accepted the idea of one God and the equality of all men. His preachings led to the founding of several sects, including the Kabir Panth. Kabir Panth was the sect whose disciples follow the teachings of Kabir, and this Kabir Panth was accepted by both Hindus and Muslims. Kabir was a great religious reformer also. His hymns means his prayers are spontaneous, means natural expression of his vision and philosophy of life. His Padavali means the collection of stanzas, makes immortal appeal to the hearts of a mass of people. Kabir represented God as Nirgun Brahma. Kabir Nirgun Brahma means which doesn't have any form or color or caste or creed or any physical appearance. Kabir's poems are collected in Kabir Bijak. He used the language of common people. That is why his Sakhis are written in Hindi, but he used Urdu, Persian, Sanskrit words also. According to Kabir's preachings, the world is a place of all troubles, and we can acquire freedom only by devotion of God. Means bhakti is the only source to reach to God. At the age of 78, Kabir died at Maghar in 1518. As the legend goes, after his death, both Hindus and Muslims wanted the possession over his dead body. The Muslims wanted to bury it while the Hindu wanted to burn it. When they removed the shroud, they found a heap of flowers, half of which were buried by the Muslims of Maghar and half of which were burned by the Hindus at Banaras. A fitting end of a life which had made fragrant the most beautiful doctrines of two creeds. As we discuss about the poem's introduction, this poem is basically based on the caste system that is prevailing in India at somewhat extent in present also. In India, the caste system was a great evil which divided people in different groups. The reformers like Kabir attacked on this system and show the path of unity and integrity to all. In this poem, the poem name is It is Needless to Ask of a Saint the Caste to Which He Belongs. In this poem, Kabir pleads, means Kabir does prayer to eradicate the distinction on the name of caste and to love everyone as human being regardless of their professions. He opines that it is quite useless to ask a saint the caste to which he belongs because he is a seeker after God. He has risen above distinctions of caste, creed, and religion. That's why he says that there is no need to ask a saint about his caste. He gives examples of a number of castes like tanner, priest, washerwoman, warrior, tradesman, and all the 36 castes. He says that we should not ask anyone among these from which caste they belong, as they are all seeker after God, as they are all the creations of God. All of these worship the same God, created by the same God, and will be merged into the same superpower after death. Finally, he says that essentially the Hindus and the Muslims are one and all are same. All their distinctions sink when they have a common aim. So, in this poem, he forcefully says that there is no need to ask anyone about his caste. The text of the poem starts with these opening lines. It is needless to ask of a saint the caste to which he belongs, for the priest, the warrior, the tradesman, and all the 36 castes alike are seeking for God. So, in the beginning lines of this lyric, the Kabir opines that we must not ask the saint to which caste he belongs. It is very useless, and it is also a very foolish question, because after all, the ultimate aim of all the caste, whether it is a priest, whether it is a warrior, whether it is a tradesman, and people of 36 caste, there is only one aim, that is the quest of God. They worship God and pray Him to grant moksha, that is, to release them from the cycle of birth and death. Hence, it is foolish to ask a saint to which caste he belongs, because all saints are above the narrow consideration of caste and creed. They are all trying to search God in their own way. The next line starts like this. It is but folly to ask about what the caste of a saint may be. The barber has sought God, the washerwoman and the carpenter. Even Redas was a seeker after God. In these lines, Kabir asserts that the people of low caste, like a barber, the washerwoman, and the carpenter, have always sought God. Even Bhakt Redas, who was a shoemaker, was also a seeker after God. So, in these lines, he is attacking on the caste system that was prevailing at that time in Indian society. Here he is giving the example of Redas Bhakt, who was a shoemaker, and he was also a very great worshipper of God. The Rishi Swapacha was a tanner by caste. In this line, he is also considering and giving the example of a lower caste people like Rishi Swapaksha, who was a tanner of animal skin. He is here Kabir is giving example that Rishi Swapacha, who was a tanner of animal skin, always sought God. He was considered of a lower caste person by Hindu, but he became a sage after, because he was a seeker after truth, that is God. So when all castes have a single aim of seeking after God, there remains no mark of distinction between them. The last two lines of this poem says that Hindus and Muslims alike have achieved that end. And you should notice, students, that there is a capital letter of end is used here. E is capital here, because here end means the ultimate aim or the ultimate ending of human's life. where remains no mark of distinctions. So in these lines, Kabir asserts that the people of lower caste like barber, washerwoman, carpenter are always seeker after God, and that's why Hindus and Muslims have a single aim of seeking after God, and there remains no mark of distinction between them. So in these lines, he is also giving us the example of a Raidas who was a cobbler by and was considered as lower caste people, and Rishi Swapach who was a tanner, but at that time he was also considered as a lower caste person. But after all, their aim was uh, an ultimate aim of a human being to find out God. And these people like Redas and Rishi Swapacha, they ultimately sought the God. That's why here in these lines Kabir says that this is a very foolish and needless question to ask the saint, that what is his caste. As we talk about this poem, student, this poem compels us to think about the abundant people by the society, and it decides new social order for the betterment of the society. Still, casteism became the dermatological wound for the society. The intellectuals, academicians, authors, administrative officers should come forward and must pay an attention to the sustainable development of the society. Then only we can have dream of India as a superpower. Otherwise, it will remain just as a hallucination. And as we talk about this poem, there is a no particular rhyme scheme of this poem, but it has a fine lyrical quality and has been set to music by many music composers. There are two ancient illusions of Bhaktredas and Rishi Sopach which have enriched the poem and added its beauty. So that's all about this poem and this poet. Thank you, students. In the next forthcoming videos, we will be continue with the Indian poets that are suggested in your syllabus. Thank you all.